This video is going to show you how to connect Dreamweaver to a web server and how to upload content to your web server. So this assumes you already know how to define a site, as this one is here. If you do not know how to define a site, you have to go back and watch the video that I made that talks about defining a site. So now that we have our site defined, we have our pages that we wish to upload, I'm going to go to Site, Manage Sites, make sure my site is the one I have chosen, and click Edit, and then click Servers, and then click Plus. And here, it doesn't matter what I name it, but I'm going to name it something. So I'm going to name it Art 190. I'm going to have it match my overall site name. So Art 190 Fall 2012. This does not matter to the server we're going to connect to. That's for your reference. Now your FTP address, and I may fumble around with this for a moment, but it should be newhousestudiosbeta.com or www.newhousestudiosbeta.com if you're using the FTP account that I gave you in class. Otherwise, it's going to be something different, and that depends on your host. If you're using GoDaddy, it will be your domain name. If you're using a different server, they should tell you what your FTP address is. Then you're going to put in your username, which is something that if you're using the FTP account that I gave you a username and I gave you a password. Don't give that to anybody else because, hold on one moment, because it's just your account that you only want to get into your directory up there. And then we're going to test this and see what it does. When you click test, it might sit here and think for a little bit. And if you see it do this waiting for server thing, usually when it's got a good connection, it tells you right away. So I'm going to hit cancel. And then I'm going to click more options and choose use passive FTP and click test again. Oh, look at that. Dreamweaver connected to your web server successfully. Great. No fumbling around. We got it. Now, the thing about this is in this particular instance, we are actually connected to a subdirectory. Oh, and all those things, I just clicked OK to. So if I double click on this, go to Site, Servers, double click here, and then from here you click save, and then if it asks you anything else you usually say okay. That's all that was. So I click save. There was nothing fancy that I did. But we are connected, or we will be, we're not connected at the moment, we will be connected to just a subdirectory on New House Studios Beta. So it's just a little place they create for you so that you have a place to upload without having to incur any charges for a server. If you wish to get your own GoDaddy account or somewhere else this semester, feel free to do so, especially if you want to create something that you'll permanently use. Now, right now, I really could upload without doing what I'm about to do, but when you're new to doing websites, I think it's really good to see what's happening on your computer and what's happening on the server. So, I am going to click this little button right here, which is expand to show local and remote sites. So I'm going to click that, and when I do that, on the right hand side I see it says local, and I've mentioned before local means on my computer, and remote means out there on the host somewhere out there. Okay, and I'm not connected, and they have this little icon here. It's not good because you can't click it, but once you are connected, this will turn blue. So to see your remote files, click the little button there on the toolbar. So we're going to do that. And I think it's really great when you're new at this stuff to see what's happening over here. This is out on the web somewhere, and this is your computer. Now, if I want to upload the whole site, which is one of the reasons why I tell you do not store your art files in here, like your Photoshop and your Illustrator or whatever other program you're using to create your website designs, don't store them in your root folder, because if you were to just upload the entire site, those are really big files and it will take forever to upload, which is a real bummer at the end of class if you're like, you know what, I'm going to back things up here too. and on my thumb drive. That way I have two places where my work is. You can do that. And if you like have a project and you don't want to overwrite what's already up there, I can show you how to do that, but that's a little advanced for today. So for right now, we're just going to assume that we want to put this in the root directory where everyone can see it. So I'm going to do that. So I'm clicking the folder that holds all of my stuff for my site, and then I'm going to click this little up arrow, which is the put icon. Am I sure I wish to put the entire site? Yes. So I say OK, and now everything appears over here. Now, if you don't name your home page index.html exactly as I show it here, guess what? You will go to your website and it will tell you that something's wrong. You will not have anything. It'll be an error. So this is very important that when you have it on your remote or on your local side, that you have it named properly, and then when it gets uploaded, it'll be fine and you'll be able to see it. If you realize that you have named something incorrectly, be sure to rename it when you are in your files window, like we are here. Don't go out to your hard drive on your desktop and rename something. Always, whether it's a file, whether it's a HTML file or a JPEG file, always rename CSS file. Rename everything from within here, because if I do, watch what happens. If I name this second page 01 for no reason, now I'm like, oh, I really need to change the name of that. Dreamweaver says, oh wait, you're linking back and forth here. Do you want me to update this? And normally I would click yes, but I'm just showing you a demo. So I'm going to say no because I'm about to change it back. But every time you change something, if you are within the Dreamweaver file panel, it will try to update whatever is referencing it. So if I change an image name, I get rid of a dash or space or whatever I do, it will try to reconnect everything for you as long as you do it right here on your local side within the Dreamweaver files panel. Okay, so I've uploaded everything. So let's go there and see. I'm going to go to Firefox, and we know that I'm using Newhouse Studios Beta. And then I am going to go to, in this case, user 01, because that's my user for this particular account. And there is everything, and this links to my second page, this links back to my first page, and then I go to Amazon. When I say that something has to be uploaded, at a minimum, it has to go to Newhouse Studios Beta unless you get your own account somewhere, and then you can upload it there. This is uploaded. Okay, this is different than submitting a zip file to me of the whole project. This is actually uploaded on the web. And if I were uploading this on the web, then I would probably send this link. This would be fine, or you could actually abbreviate it just as user 01. I would copy that, and that's part of what I would submit as an assignment as part of the assignment submission if I had to submit the link. I would submit that, and I would submit a zip file of my work too. But that's when I say I want the hyperlink. This is what it means for the assignment, and you will have to do it during the semester. Okay, so now you know how to connect Dreamweaver to the web to upload, and this is something that once you're through using it, you'll want to collapse it down. But say you want to delete stuff off of your server over here. In this case, on Newhouse Studios Beta, you can just delete the files. On other servers, you want to leave any files that you don't recognize alone, because sometimes there's configuration files up there, especially in shared hosting. So if there's a file you don't recognize, like a PHP file or anything else, leave that. But delete the things that you created if you're trying to clean something off. So it's just like deleting something off your thumb drive or anywhere else. This really is just another little bit of a hard drive somewhere out there. So I'm going to select all of these by holding my Shift key, and then I'm going to delete them. Now when I delete them over there, they're still on my hard drive, so they're perfectly fine. And then I'm going to disconnect, and then I'm going to collapse so it goes, the files panel goes right back down here. Remember that, always collapse so your files panel goes right back down where we're used to seeing it. And if I were working in the lab, I would probably do site, manage site, choose my site, and remove it if I were finished working for the night. And that, remember, just removes the settings, not the entire site with its files and everything.